Show my face. I don't want my face. There. You're on the camera, Bobby. Hi, Bobby Collins.
Hey, Linda, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm wonderful, Bobby. Oh my gosh. It's our time. This is it. And my people. Yes. What do you have to say about this world?
I think we always have to set the example for other people, and I think laughter is the best medicine, and that's the way we do it.
Yes. There's so many doctors and nurses that are screaming for comedy right now.
I know, and we give it to them. My wife's Italian from Italy. She's got me walking. She's spraying. I got hospitals calling me up, asking if they can come over here and operate. The house is so damn clean. Got rubber gloves on me. She even gave me a rubber glove for my joint. I was like, no, not a glove. No. But isn't it crazy, the world? And we got to rely on ourselves. Don't rely on leadership. Look at that. They didn't know this, and they laid us on this 3 or 4 weeks ago. No. You can't create that and make people that panicky. That's not right.
That's a good point. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We have to stand up and take the sword for ourselves.
Yes. So comedy's going to have a whole different face after this. What do you suspect's going to happen with comedy?
I think eventually when we get back, I've never been home in 40 years. I've never been home, Linda, and not performing. So this is the first, and I've learned a lot. You know, my wife, Bobby, how come you use so much toilet paper? Why don't you what do you wrap your arm in it? Honey, I just want to be sure. Why is the television so loud? I can't hear it. Bobby, you left crumbs all over the place. What are you, 4 years old? I'm learning.
So, you know, I've never got to interview you before, and you've been doing comedy for decades with all of the great comics. So, tell us about your illustrious career that you've had, because you're the comic that came on before you, Jeffrey Peterson. Everybody that's heard you're going to be on here is like, oh my God, Bobby Collins? Wow.
I've had the opportunity. I've been lucky. I've toured with Sinatra, Cher, Julio Iglesias, Dolly Parton, and it just all comes about. You just keep moving.
Yes.
And I've been lucky. I I'm a comic. So one day I was at a club in New York City called Catch a Rising Star. I just came off the stage, and some older man gave me his card, and he said, "Here, have your agent give me a call." I go, "You mean my parents?" And this one agency, ICM, that was interested in me, I called the guy and I said, "Hey, this guy gave me this card." He goes, "Do you know who this is?" I go, "An old guy that was at the show the other night." He said, "Bobby, this is Cher and Frank Sinatra's the manager." And he called, and the next day I did an 88 city tour with Cher.
Wow.
I was working in comedy clubs. I didn't know. I was still looking down like the people in the front row. When you learn a lot. Now you look at 32,000 people and make them feel like you're talking to each one of them. It's a learning lesson.
What's the funnest thing that's ever happened to you besides traveling with those legends?
The funnest thing, I would say the birth of my daughter.
Oh.
Wonderful thing. I have a little special needs daughter. She doesn't walk, she doesn't talk, but to me she speaks volumes, and I must be pretty special if God gave her to me.
Oh. And
this is just our business. This is what we do to make people laugh, and I thank God that I went down this journey.
yes.
But to have my daughter and have something to add to who you are, that's pretty special.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know I had a car accident in 96, and it took me 16 years to regain my memory from brain trauma.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so lucky. You know,
Wow.
all my fake friends left. It was so great.
I know, and it's funny because I'm writing a new book, and I just not finished. I'm on the chapter called Friendship, and I'm writing about the different people that come into your life and leave, and it's okay, let them go.
Yes.
Because some of them using you or looking at you for the wrong reasons, and you have to be pretty adept in seeing it about people, even if they call themselves your friend. You know.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So the shutdown, is this making any difference in what you're planning on doing with your comedy or with your family?
Well, I got to tell you, I've never been home for 4 weeks with my family straight. So it's not only a learning curve, and some things it's making me grow up and see things that I have missed as a performer. And it's pretty rewarding. And I talked to my wife about it, and to see my little special girl look at me like with these eyes, like instead of going, "Daddy, where's Daddy?" and standing right there singing with her and laughing, and she looked, and their face, it makes me feel so like, oh, so when this ends, I mean, I'd love to stand on the stage and make people look at themselves and hold up a mirror and see themselves and hopefully educate and add more to life. But until then, I'm taking it a day at a time.
Yes, yes, yes. So you've risen from Catch a Rising Star to every conceivable stage, getting standing ovations. But let's talk about what was going through your mind the day that you said, you know what, screw it, I want to be a comic.
I was working at Calvin Klein in New York City.
Wow.
And I was, I hated it, even though I was the executive vice president, but they had 6 of them. And every night I would go, when the buyers used to come in, there'd be 8 or 9 of them from Denver, from Indiana, and I'd sit with them and I'd laugh, and then I'd ask them, I go, "What are you guys doing tonight?" And they said, "We're going to do our orders in the hotel." I go, because New York scared them. And I said, "Well, I do some comedy at night at a place called Catch a Rising Star. You might want to pop over." They would jam in because they had nothing to do. And they knew somebody from New York. My orders were huge.
Wow.
And remember, when people buy stuff, they're not buying the clothing, they're buying the person. We know that. That's why we're comics. And when one day after about a year and 2 months to be exact, I just walked in and just quit. I said, I'm going to do this full time because it's my passion. I'm going to follow through with it and hopefully grow in it. And my journey's been a lot of fun.
Yes, I mean, you can't say the name Bobby Collins without people knowing who I'm talking. I live in a village here in Las Vegas, and it's veterans. It's called Veterans Village. And I was going down the steps, and they know I interview comics, and they go, "Who are you interviewing today?" And I said, "Bobby Collins." "Bobby Collins? You do that in your apartment?" Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
How often do you get to Vegas?
Well, last time I was at Vegas, I do a lot of privates in Vegas, and thank God. I get there about 2 or 3 times a year.
I've never heard you, so hit me up. I'd love to come and pay to see you.
Oh, don't ever pay. You're in, baby. You're in.
That would be I would have so much fun listening to you in person. Oh my gosh.
Listen to you.
I would. That would be great. So, like, what's your biggest pet peeve when you're doing comedy other than a heckler? Like, what drives you nuts when you're up on stage? What drives you nuts personally?
I would say ignorance. I would say, I was in a theater recently, more than about 5 weeks ago, at the Count Basie Theater, and there was about 2,100 people. And I looked at them and I said, "There's a virus going on. It's Sunday night. There's 2,100 of you people here. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming." But there was one person I got into some politics, and I show both sides. I don't try to pick, but I let people. I grew up in New York. Politics for us was a game. It was a joke. Politicians to us were like, "Are you people out of your mind?" We all looked at politicians as it was all about money, you know. And these people loved the fact that they didn't have to pay medical insurance. They didn't have to pay taxes. And we were like, "Are you kidding me?" And then when you saw the politicians, you oh God, politics. Break it down. What's a poly? An expensive trained bird that repeats everything you say. What's a tick? It's a blood-sucking insect. Pay your taxes, wear a helmet, stay low. So, I know. So that's why when I'm on the stage, I show both sides because I performed at the White House.
Wow.
I was at Trump's inauguration, me and Celine Dion. I've been through a few different. I've met a lot of politicians. You shake their hand, you want to clean yourself with a chicken. So I never thought much of it. And this one guy at the theater, he stood up in the middle of the audience. Listen, you'll like this. He stood up in the middle of the audience when I started mentioning about Donald Trump. I go, I guess orange is the new black. You know, I go, look at this guy's administration. It looks like the J room and one flew over the cuckoo's nest. And the people around him, we represent the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild. So everyone was laughing, but this one guy stood up. You could tell he was like a real political guy. He stood up and he goes, "Goodbye, Bobby Collins. Goodbye, Bobby Collins." And I'm looking at him. I said, "Bye." And he's looking at me, and then I looked at the audience. I go, "You know, when you're dead, you don't know you're dead. Other people feel the pain. Same thing when you're stupid." The audience applauded, and we kept moving on. Because you gotta educate people. Dumb people don't know they're dumb.
Oh my God. So when you started out, did you ever get heckled? And what do you remember about being heckled? Because younger comics will be on here trying to see what they can glean from you.
Yeah. I always had a theory, because there's been, and it's funny, I'm writing that in the chapter. When comics have asked me, people that open for me and I travel, they ask me, "Bobby, can you watch my set? And if there's anything that you see that can..." I don't like to do that. But because some people get a little prissy. They go, oh, I don't like that. I go, well, then don't ask me.
There you go.
But I've also noticed that a lot of comics don't show themselves. They just do their act and ba-ba-boom, ba-da-boom. No, people and audience wants to see and feel who you are. And once they feel who you are, and then if you're funny and telling stories, oh my God, you got to come see this guy. You'll love this guy. Or this girl is fabulous. You know what she's like? That's nice. That's the extra that adds to people.
Yes.
But a lot of comics don't see it. And then there was a comic recently in Denver who was opening for me in a nice theater, and he said to me, he had a beard, he had a mustache, and longer hair. And he looked at me, he goes, "Bobby, can I ask a favor?" I go, "Sure, what?" He goes, "Can you see any criticism by watching me?" I go, "Well, the first thing you do is you're hiding from the audience." I go, "And you're hiding a lot from yourself. Cut this back. Cut the beard. Cut the mustache. Cut the hair. You're on a stage. So psychologically, on a stage, people are looking up to you. They're looking up to you. So when somebody looks up to you, you want to look your best. You want to have your look nice, dress nice, t-shirt and jeans aren't going to work. Look nice, be presentable, and then hit your funny stuff." He called me up about 6 months later, and he said, "I just want to thank you because I cut everything off, and I couldn't believe the responses." He goes, "I think I was hiding a little from myself and the audience." I go, "The audience can see that."
Yes, they can. A comic in Philadelphia, Paul Lyons, he told me, "Have you ever thought about being authentic? Why don't you look into that?" And that's what you're talking about.
And I know Paul Lyons. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Good guy. Yeah.
And after he came out of prison, he fell off. But that's true. Authentic. Be authentic.
You know, I think that when they can tell you're not hiding from them and they get a glimpse of who you are, you can get away with a lot of mistakes in your set.
And it's wonderful. Thank God. Especially if memory's starting to go.
Yes, yes. So,
I stop sometimes and I go. I used to be able to have like one or two things ready. And then all of a sudden I'm doing one, I said, oh, this one will fit in better than this one. And then now, sometimes I forget and I look at the audience and I go, all right, I need a bookmark. Where was I? And somebody, you were talking about, okay, let's go. And then it goes on.
oh, that's a great way to do it. Don't miss a beat.
No, keep going.
Yeah. I used to get down on myself, you know, like in front of them. And they can sense when it's like you don't have to say, I feel horrible, I forgot what I was saying. They can feel it.
Right. They know what you forgot. Say, okay, where was I? Excuse me, I gotta go pee. And make like you're in the water. Who cares?
Oh my gosh. So, what was the year that you started going to Catch a Rising Star?
God. Maybe 78, 82.
Wow.
Me, Jerry Seinfeld, oh God, all the guys. I remember when Drew Carey used to come in from Cleveland. Oh God, Paul Reiser. We would all sit around and laugh. And then in New York, there was 4 other clubs, so you got $15 each set you did, and you ran around to different clubs. You'd see the guys. I wasn't a big hanging around guy. Because as we know in life, especially in comedy that I've learned, growth means change. Change doesn't always mean growth. When you grow, you change your material. You change the way you're saying something, the way you're going to present it. Now's a good time to slide it in. So I've always never hung out so much. It's nice to be friendly, and I am with everyone. But I just keep moving.
Nice.
Yeah.
When you bring people on the road or they open for you, what's the best thing you've seen and the very worst? Without naming names, of course. Like what's...
No, I use a couple of guys that I've used in the past, and I think they're great. One time I was out working on Long Island, and a friend of mine said, my wife said to me, she goes, let's stop into Governor's Comedy Club. I go, honey, just did Westbury Music Fair, and it was 2000. I'm tired. Bobby, let's stop in. We stop in. I'm talking to the owner and some of the people. My wife says, come here. I want you to see this guy. This guy is really fun. I go, honey, let's go home. I'm tired. You know, being this guy. She goes, come in. She's a great judge of comedy. I went in, and this guy had me laughing. He's silly. He's wonderful. And his name is Chris Roach.
Yes.
And you know,
Did you discover him basically and take him up out of that?
well, no, I asked him and I said to him, I said, Chris, you are funny. And I said, I have a few theaters coming up. Would you open for me? I go, how much would you charge? He goes, Bobby, I'll do it for free. I went, no, ding, wrong answer. This is a business. You know, he's used to doing $100 here, $100. I go, no. I said, I'll give you $500 to start. Let's see how it works out, and then we'll bring it up. And he went on to do what's Kevin James's show?
King of Queens.
What was it?
King of Queens.
No, the one afterwards.
Oh yeah, Kevin Can Wait.
That was it. And he played his buddy in that. And then when I said to him one day, I said, hey, is there another comic you might know? And he goes, yeah. He goes, use John Ziegler. And I called up John Ziegler, and he goes, Bobby, I'd love to. And he does it, and Chris, from now on.
Wow.
Sometimes when they couldn't do it, one time I had a funny young lady, I'm not going to mention her name, but she came, I'd see her in clubs when I'd stop in at the Comedy Cellar or Hermosa Comedy Magic Club out in California. And I'd see her, and she was so good. And then when I asked her to do it, she says, absolutely, she did it. But she was like those old-time comics. There's 1,200 people here. She's playing right to the first 2 rows. And that was awkward because the people around, they felt a little left out. You can't do that. So that's how you live and learn.
Yeah, those are great tips. So when I'm in New York, I'm always at Gladys Simon's room because she's like
Who is that?
Comic Strip Live on 82nd. And that's where I met Christopher Roach. Leaving Gladys Simon's, Christopher was playing Pac-Man in the lobby.
He's an ex-New York cop. He's like 6'7".
Yeah, he's tall.
He's a good guy.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. Well, I've taken a lot of your time up, but I'll be sure on the post it mentions and remind me the name of the organization you have in benefit of your daughter, your special needs children.
It's called Zeno Mountain Farm. It's a camp that 95 kids go to, all different ages. It's everyone loves to work there. Everyone loves to try to get their kid in there because they don't treat you like this and that. They treat you like we're all friends and we're just getting along. And the camp's in Vermont, and it's for a month. No one pays. And we do Comics for a Cause every year. We just did it in Florida just before this pandemic down at the Boca Black Box. And we raised some good money for them.
Great.
I wish it was for me. Now I'm not working.
Oh, it's got to hit you harder than it does open micers, I'll tell you that.
You're right. But I got to tell you got to go with the flow. You know, faith, God first, family second, career third. Put one ahead of the other. You always got to get back on where you got off.
Ooh, that's a good one. And so tell me the truth in a couple sentences. How do you stay positive through this?
Again, this is like, to me, a reset button. We're hitting a reset because look what's been happening with people and trends and what's been happening lately. Division, this red, blue, that. Whatever happened to honesty, integrity, what's in your heart? Help your fellow man. Give with no expectation of receiving. That's who we are. That's what makes us great. Not greed, not money, not this, not meanness, not bullying. It's all about what you have in your heart. It's the inside out, not the outside in.
Oh, man. See, you're so amazing. Thank you so much, Bobby Collins.
Thanks for having me, and I really appreciate it.
If people want to stalk you on the internet, how do they do that?
Oh, they go to BobbyCollins.com. I have remember, I'm AOL.com. I don't know. People say, Bobby, Instagram, Twitter, I don't know. But I have a young lady that does it all for me, and I'm on these things, and I just take things to make people feel better about who they are and what we're going through. Because, again, laughter is the best medicine.
Thank you so much, Bobby Collins. I'm giving you a standing ovation right now. Thank you. Bye.
So we're good?
We're good. Thank you, Bobby.
You're very welcome, and thank you, sweetheart.
Sorry about this little...
One day I get to meet you in person.
I know, and I'll give you the biggest hug. Tell your wife hello and give your daughter a great big hug and a kiss for me.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, was he amazing or what? I've never met him in person, but my people know his people kind of thing. This is so fun. Oh my gosh. Bobby Collins. Woo! That was so fun, you guys. I love him. See you guys later. I'll have another one at 4 o'clock. In a half hour, I'll be doing an interview with Tino Terrell Jr., Las Vegas comic. And then at 6 o'clock Pacific, Christopher Cowles, another comic here on Facebook. I'm not sure what city he lives in, but he has an amazing story that he overcame that I want him to share, because that'll be encouraging. And then at 8 o'clock Pacific, John LaRocchia, Bobby, you probably know who I'm talking about, from Long Island, who runs my favorite veteran and military and firefighter charity. Oh my gosh, Laughter Saves Lives. John LaRocchia is going to be on. So you'll get to hear him and his passion and what he does with the money people donate. So that's at 8 o'clock Pacific. And then sometime tonight, the lady of Comic Strip Live in New York City, my personal mentor, and many comics for the last 30, 40 years. She started at Hamburger Harry's in New York City. She's been mentoring people. It's not beyond her to tell you, you need to get a different bra size, as the first thing she'll tell you if you're a woman, and cut your hair if you're a guy. Gladys Simon will be on. She's a legend in the training area. She runs a developmental mic, and she helps brand new comics. And if she sees promise, she gets them to the big stages. She's got a list of people she's helped make famous. So those are the interviews tonight. So again, it's Tino Terrell Jr. at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Christopher Cowles, local comic, well, somewhere in the United States, that is. And he's got a survivor story to tell you. 8 o'clock, John LaRocchia from Long Island, New York, with Laughter Saves Lives. And then sometime tonight, whenever we can get Gladys Simon free from all her stuff, she'll be on. And you will want to hear all the advice Gladys Simon has to say. And thank you once again to Bobby Collins for an amazing, insightful, funny, hysterical interview. Bye. Love you all. Love you, Bobby.